People First podcast is a show presented by people with learning disabilities. For our friends and community, we talk about issues that are important to us and interview interesting guests to find out new information. This is our way of living.
We come to People First podcast. This is part 2 of a podcast from Naidex, of a podcast that Adam was down in Birmingham to over the event and meet a lot of new people and groups who were also there.
We hope you enjoyed the show. We really enjoyed hearing all about our Naidex went, and it sounds like it was a really great event. Hopefully next year we'll be able to visit Naidex too.
So we're still here, winding down at the end of Naidex, and we found another guest to interview. Would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Hi everyone, my name's Carly.
And what have you been doing today and yesterday, perhaps, at Naidex?
So I've come along, I've never been to the event before, but I wanted to come and see what it's all about. I work for a law firm called Bolt, Bird & Kemp, and we're just kind of like branching out, trying to learn more about the industry, trying to kind of like get to meet more people, like your lovely self. And that's really why we came down today.
Fantastic. So it's a networking opportunity. Yeah, we've met so many lovely people over the course of the last 2 days, and it's been a really interesting experience because it's our first time here as well.
Oh really? So both of us, which is great.
Exactly. Can you let us know, please, what your favourite part of being at Naidex has been?
My favourite part? Meeting all the lovely people at People First, especially you.
Well, thank you very much. We'll take that as a way to ride out, because I think we're about to start packing up because we've got to get a train all the way back up to Keighley.
Well, me too. Got to get the train back to London, but it's been lovely meeting you, and thank you so much for having me on the show.
No problem. Please enjoy the rest of your time, and I hope you have a safe travel home.
You too. Speak to you soon.
Thank you very much. So we are still here at Naidex on day 2, and we've found a new guest to interview. Would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Hi there, my name's Alex Ford and I'm from Pods Products.
Fantastic. And what have you been doing at Naidex over the last couple of days?
Sure, so we've been exhibiting here in Hall 20. We've got a brand new product that we launched last month, coupled with our existing product, inflatable sensory spaces.
Fantastic. And who are those inflatable sensory spaces for?
Sure, I mean they're for all children effectively, but they've got great sensory benefits. So we have interchangeable themes, remote control sensory lighting, memory foam mats, so it's safe and comfortable for not just children but for adults and carers as well. So within a few seconds we can pop up a really portable imagination station, as we call them. So it's a great place to learn, play and relax for all kids.
Fantastic. If someone was interested in finding out a little bit more information or maybe even purchasing one of these, how would they be able to go about doing that?
Sure, you can find us on podsplay.com or on the social handles at podsplay. So you can purchase online through there, or alternatively we do have some stockists throughout the UK and further afield. But yeah, or here at the shows, we're doing a fantastic show offer where we like to kind of incentivise people that have made the trip out, because it's such a great place to kind of engage and network with like-minded people and people in the industry.
Absolutely. So to round off, could you let us know what your favourite part about being here at Naidex has been?
It's the customer one-to-one reaction, and you don't ever get that experience and hearing stories on an emotive level about how a product and service can help people. So that's it's invaluable for us is to kind of engage with our customers and say hi to the world.
Thank you very much for coming and talking to us.
My pleasure.
We really hope you enjoy the end of Naidex.
Thanks so much. Take care.
So we're still at Naidex on day 2, and we found another person to interview. Would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Afternoon, it's Pamela Rees from Liverpool. And I've just gone down here for a day to have a look at what the latest information and various technology that's out there for people with various disabilities, and actually met some friends up from down south as well.
Fantastic. So what have you been doing while you've been here at Naidex?
Well, firstly, it took us a while to get here because it's in the furthest hall possible from the train station. So the hardest part was trying to get yourself into the right exhibition. There's about half a dozen others elsewhere throughout the complex. So the lack of signage wasn't very good to get here.
Yes. Well, we were wondering because we stayed at a hotel near the airport. And we had to get a taxi here because there was a shuttle bus, but you had to cross a road. So for wheelchair users, that's not very accessible. So we were maybe considering asking next year, could there be a bit more accessible transport to people?
I have been here before, and usually the exhibition is in the hall that's closer to the public transport, which to me makes a lot more sense.
Yes, maybe that's something we can ask about to try and get there for next year. And what have you enjoyed most about being here? What have you found to be your favourite thing?
I enjoy the atmosphere and the ability to actually meet new friends and old friends, and just catch up to find out what is out there, what is available for people with various disabilities, access to information, technology. The various up to date on transport and access to vehicles.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for coming and speaking to us, and I hope that you really enjoy the rest of your time at Naidex today.
Thank you. I appreciate being asked to talk on the podcast. All the best. Thank you.
We're still at Naidex on day 2, and we've found someone that we know, a returning guest for the show. Would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Hi everyone, it's Angela Sunland.
And you were on our show before doing some talk about well-being and your Instagram page, and you guided us in some meditation as well.
I did. I hope you were all relaxed afterwards.
Very much so. So what have you been doing at Naidex today?
Well, I'm here partly to help you guys out as well. Chatting with people, networking, learning lots of new things, sharing information, picking up tips and tricks on accessibility, all sorts of stuff.
Brilliant. And what have you been up to recently?
So one of the things I've been doing is advocating for access in places, one being Starbucks, my local Starbucks. I went in recently to find that they'd put those numbered key locks on all the doors, extremely high up on all the doors, and also the disabled toilet as well. So if you're in a wheelchair, there is no way that you would be able to access the toilet. I obviously made a complaint about that. There was other issues as well, like the key code being on the tiniest piece of paper. If you have any problems with your hands and dexterity, it would be very difficult to use that. So if you had sight problems, you wouldn't be able to see the code. I could mention a massive list of issues. But they weren't very helpful. Starbucks weren't very helpful. So I approached my local newspaper, and they contacted Starbucks, and obviously with the press attention, Starbucks said that they would change the locks. So I was like, yay!
Well, it's good that it's had a positive outcome.
Yes, yeah, I'm really pleased. It's just a shame that I had to go to the newspaper to get those changes to happen.
What has been the favourite part about being here at Naidex so far?
Well, I've never been to Naidex before, so I wasn't sure what to expect. And one of the things I said to Katrina is even just walking up to the NEC and walking into this place, I felt like I was at home. I can't really describe it in any other way. It was just like so many people with so many abilities, looking at people's walking aids, like walking sticks, because I have a walking stick, admiring the creativity, even people with the spokes on the wheelchairs all coloured and techno lights. Honestly, I'm just like amazed, obviously being a creative therapist, I'm amazed at the creativity on all the aids that people are using. Yeah, I just love it.
Brilliant. Well, we hope you enjoy the rest of your time here.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming and talking to us.
Thank you very much.
We are here at day 2 of Naidex. Would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Hi, I'm Mark Hinton.
And what have you been doing so far at Naidex?
It's my first day here today, first time actually ever to come to Naidex. Just looking around the stalls, getting some freebies, just getting lots of information really.
And are you here as just a visitor, or are you here as a part of an organisation?
So I work for AGM Healthcare. I'm a partnership and engagement officer. So my role is to get anyone receiving a service from us involved in that service. So we want to hear their voices. So this was a great opportunity to find out information I can share with them, other organisations that do similar things that they can kind of tap into nationally. Just a real kind of knowledge quest today.
Brilliant. And what have you enjoyed most about wandering around and getting some freebies at Naidex today?
Just meeting lots of different people, lots of different organisations, lots of amazing people doing just some amazing stuff.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for speaking to us.
You're welcome.
And we hope you enjoy the rest of your time here.
Thank you.
So we're still here at Naidex on day 2, and we have a new guest. Would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Hello, my name is Alistair Beverley. I am a clinical specialist physiotherapist to support people with learning and intellectual disabilities. I'm on social media as the LD Physio, so I've come across you guys quite a lot, and I love the work that you do.
Brilliant. So what have you been doing at Naidex over the last day or two?
So today's my first day. I couldn't get yesterday, but today I've been having a look around really. I think one of the challenges that we find is knowing what's out there, because it's great that there is so much out there to support people with disabilities, but that's also a challenge because there is so much out there to support people with disabilities that it's hard to keep abreast of what is available and what's useful. So it's great to come, and it's been really nice to meet people through social media connections like yourselves. People that you've engaged with online, and just get to meet people in the flesh, learn a little bit more about what people do. I'm also here, there's also runs concurrently something called the Neuro Convention, so there's a bit of continued professional development, some learning for me to do on there, but primarily it's about meeting people and looking what equipment is out there for the people that can support people, for the people that I work with.
Yeah, so as a learning disability physio, what have you found at the event that's maybe piqued your interest in terms of equipment?
Well, I mean, I got a bit distracted by watching the wheelchair football, not going to lie. It was epic to watch. I don't want to have a go at that. There's some really nice, interesting bits around some of the new wheelchairs. There's a really nice, there's some equipment that I really enjoy around some of the mobility trainers to support people who can't stand and walk for themselves, so that they can help to try and increase their physical activity. And there's one piece of equipment that I want to go and have a look at, which is one that will help people who've got paralysis or weakness in one of their hands, and it can help, uses the other hand to mirror the activities with that hand, but it uses air to move the fingers. So yeah, I'm quite interested in that as well. Geeking out really.
Brilliant. What's been your favourite part about being at Naidex so far?
Not going to lie, I met somebody on social media who came up with me and gave me a sausage roll. So they were like, "Hi Alistair, nice to meet you," and I'd met them from social media. She's like, "I've got you a sausage roll." I was like, "That's probably the favourite part so far." This has got to come a close second though, speaking to you guys, and it's nice to see people with learning disabilities represented. A lot of these times is you come to these events and it's lots of physical disability stuff, but people with learning disabilities are underrepresented. So I think it's great that you guys are here and engaging and showing that we're part of a disability community.
Absolutely, and I think we'll take coming second to the sausage roll.
Yeah, sorry about that.
But thanks very much for coming and talking to us, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the day at Naidex.
Thank you very much.
We're still here at Naidex on day 2. Would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Ayuna. I'm 22 years old and I had a spinal cord injury 7 years ago, and I'm very happy and excited to be here at Naidex.
So what have you been doing at Naidex so far?
We arrived yesterday and we already saw a few stands, but not all of them, and I'm happy that we have all day today to see and to meet more people. And yeah.
Brilliant. And what's been your favourite part about being at the event so far?
Probably it is networking, to meet new people and change experiences and ask questions about wheelchairs. I've never seen so lots of wheelchair users at one place, and it's so amazing. And I think this part is my favorite, and also the speaking things, the stage, very interesting.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for coming and talking to us, and please enjoy the rest of your time at Naidex.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good luck.
So we are still here at Naidex on day 2, and we've got a new guest. Would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Hi, I'm Alice. I am from Staffordshire. Very fun.
Nice to meet you, Alice. What have you been doing at Naidex today and yesterday?
Yesterday we mainly had a look around lots of stalls, visited some places, looked at wheelchairs, which is pretty awesome. We're looking at new manual chairs, and I went on the big climbing wall thing, which granted wasn't very great to do in platform shoes, but you know. And there was also a wheelchair dance session on, which was pretty fun. We took part in that, so yeah.
Brilliant. Now, you've been talking to some of our staff and members about some experiences you've had at university. Would you like to let our listeners know a little bit of info about that?
Yeah, so basically I went to a conference last week called NUS, National Union of Students, and it's where delegates and sabbatical officers meet up to talk about issues across the country, so the cost of living crisis, things along those lines, you know, international students. The conference was the most inaccessible thing I've ever been to. It was firstly in Harrogate, which is full of hills, and there was several wheelchair users going that they were aware of. So the venue location just wasn't great to start with. There was not a lot of assistance. You know, I had staff looking at me when I got out of my chair and being like, "Where's your wheelchair? What's happened? Like, why can you walk?" And I had about 3 or 4 staff members at least say that to me, which was absolutely appalling. The ramps we had to go down were like a helter-skelter kind of style, and you couldn't actually go down them alone. To get to the auditorium and be in the main part where you could go to a stage and speak, you had to get up that. So your independence was basically taken away from you. But I have a friend on Instagram who made a post, and there is about 3 pages worth of issues that we had at that conference, just together as like a group. And I eventually went to talk at the front and raise my issues with them and ask what they were going to do to fix accessibility, and all they did was apologise. And apologies are great, but we don't want an apology, we want accessibility.
So do you think perhaps moving forward an event like this should actually have someone with lived experience of accessibility problems help with the organisation, so then they've actually got much more expertise in what needs to be done to support people to attend an event like that?
Definitely. Me and my friend Howell went up and spoke to them actually, and we were like, you need to be getting people in wheelchairs beforehand going to these events. And even it's, as wheelchair users, we understand not any venue is going to be 100% accessible because of how they're built and who they were built by. But what you can do as an organiser is pre-warn us for what accessibility barriers there are, so we can make changes to our wheelchair or make changes to our routine. Also, we're prepared ahead of time that if we go independently and we're not going to be able to be independent, we can ask a friend to help us rather than a total stranger, because it's a lot nicer to have to ask a friend to help you get to the disabled toilets and ask a stranger to, you know, have to push you back up a ramp.
And to maybe end things off a little bit lighter, what's been your favourite part about being at Naidex?
Honestly, meeting everyone. I've met so many nice people. I've made about 30 different friends, you know, and it's been really positive, and it's so nice to be in an environment where everybody understands each other, and definitely just in general, like, everybody is so lovely. Like, it's great.
Well, thank you very much for coming and speaking to us today, and do enjoy the rest of your time here at Naidex.
Awesome.
So we're still here at Naidex on day 2, and we have a new guest we're going to interview. Could you introduce yourself, please?
Hello, my name is Gary Dawson, and I am the Support Network Manager for the Spinal Injuries Association.
Brilliant. And what have you been doing over the last couple of days at Naidex?
So this is my first day here today. I wasn't here yesterday, so I've come down today because part of our organisation, we're basically the representative body for people with spinal cord injuries. And part of my role is to expand what we have is the support network. And the support network is when we support somebody who is affected by spinal cord injury. Because we all live with spinal injuries, we can relate to the lived aspect. So I was paralysed 20 years ago in a motorcycle accident. So I can talk about what it's like to live with incontinence, live with sexual dysfunction, live as a wheelchair user or with that lack of sensation. But I'm not an expert in so many sort of areas of people's life after injury. So the purpose of me being here today is that to go around to meet so many amazing organisations and sort of scope out which ones are going to be the best ones for that are going to benefit the SCI community, so that we can engage in a partnership. So when we do support someone who has a spinal cord injury, or their friends, their family, or whoever it is that's affected by it, we can then provide that lived experience, but also then signpost on to organisations that can complement that aspect of their life as well.
Brilliant. So you're nationally run. Anyone in the UK could access this organisation?
So we are a national organisation, but we don't cover Scotland. We have 10 what we call support coordinators. So they have all got spinal cord injuries, and they cover the regions of North West, North East, West Midlands, East Midlands, Northern Ireland, I've got to remember now, South Wales and West of England, East of England, South West, South East and Central London. But we work incredibly closely with Spinal Injuries Scotland, and we also work with Spinal Injuries Ireland as well, so that if we do have anybody who comes across our books from out of the areas that we specialise in, we do signpost through our support network to those organisations.
If someone wanted to get in touch for more information or to find out how they could be supported by your organisation, how would they be able to do that?
Probably the best way is to go to our website, which is spinal.co.uk. We're obviously on all social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I think we may have a TikTok page. Don't know if we've posted anything yet, but we do have one. Alternatively, there's several of my colleagues have our own social media platforms as well. So I run an Instagram page called Gotta Roll With It, where I share sort of my life as a spinal cord injured person. And I'm not shy about sharing the more intimate sides of what it's like to be paralysed from the chest down.
Right, fantastic. To round off, what's been your favourite part of being at Naidex so far?
I have to say, because I've only just arrived, so I can't sort of name out a specific stand, but I just think it's the entity of what it is. It's a massive collection of like-minded, progressive individuals who have got inclusivity in mind. I think it's just an opportunity for so many people who are not only like living with disabilities, but people who will acquire disabilities throughout the next decade. This is the platform where there's so much forethought going into making it a better environment for a person with a disability, regardless whether it's physical, mental, or if you're a carer of somebody or working with somebody. This is where the future is being made for that inclusivity to become part of society, so that inclusivity shouldn't be a thing where we have to focus on it. It should just be, you have a disability, you can work. You have a disability, you can go to college. You can have a disability, you can socialise with your family. And it starts with places like this, and that's what I love about these kind of events and these organisations.
Well, thank you very much for coming and speaking to us.
My pleasure.
Do enjoy the rest of your time here at Naidex.
Thank you very much for your time. Take care.
We are here at day 2 of Naidex, and we have one of our very own. Could you introduce yourself, please?
Rebecca Burtis.
And what have you been doing at Naidex today and yesterday, Rebecca?
Be working with People First.
So could you tell us a bit more about People First?
People First is a charity for people with learning disabilities.
Brilliant. And what kind of things do you do at People First?
I do aid rhyme. David. David officer and safe sergeant.
Fantastic. And could you tell us your favourite part about what you've experienced at Naidex over the last couple of days?
Seeing our dogs.
Yeah?
And I feel to put the
Brilliant. Well, we'd like to thank you for coming and talking to us, Rebecca.
Yeah.
And enjoy the rest of your time at Naidex.
I will. Introduce yourself, please.
Okay, my name's Andy Moyne. I work for Centro Bed. We supply children's beds, adult beds, and we make them a little bit more colourful.
And what have you been doing today and yesterday at Naidex?
Oh, right. Yesterday we did a lot of turning beds. We do a turning bed that can turn you from left to right. I probably did 20 to 30 visits with people coming onto the stand. We've got 3 different beds today. One is a bariatric bed that takes somebody up to 80 stone. I've got a junior bed, which is the Caribbean, and that will turn a little child of between 4, 5 or 6 years old. And it's expandable, so as they grow, the bed can grow too. And finally, we've got the tall adult bed in today. This bed is another turning bed, but it enables a sort of taller person, 6'5", maybe 7 foot. It goes up to 7.5 foot in mattress length. Other than that, we've been doing the themed beds, which is a really good one for the children, and they've got lots of different things to go on them, and they can bring their own themes to the bed as well. So if they have something they're really interested in, we can get it for them. We've recently done one for a little boy. He wanted a Maserati car, and we did it all for him. So he got the full effect of it.
Very good, Rebecca. They're doing theme beds. You could get a Kiss bed, wouldn't you? Or Charlie Chaplin, or Only Fools and Horses.
Yeah, well, we haven't done it Only Fools and Horses, so I know we've done a Guinness branded bed for a young man.
I can have that one.
What is your favourite being at Naidex?
Oh, it's just meeting everybody actually, and it's fun to be here. It really is. I enjoy coming in every year. I've done for the last 30, so I'm getting on a bit now, but I still enjoy it. It's hard work, but it's really actually quite good.
And if some of our listeners were interested in learning more about your beds or maybe purchasing some,
Yep.
how could they get in contact with you and learn some more info?
Right, we've got a website which is centrobed.com, and you can contact us there. You can ring us up on the phone. Our phone number is 01233 635 353. That will get you through to the main office. And what we generally would do, we'll come out and see you and just assess for the beds, so make sure you get the right bed, the right pressure relief, the right dimensions, and make sure the bed's in a workable space for everybody. And then you can choose the colour and the theme on it.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for coming and talking to us today.
Yeah.
And enjoy the rest of your time at Naidex.
Oh, thank you very much. Bye.
We are still at Naidex, and we have another guest to speak to. Could you introduce yourself, please?
My name's Meredith Williams, and I work for Help in Hand Company in Ledbury.
So what have you been doing at Naidex today?
We have a stand and we do daily living aids.
Brilliant. And could you give us a little bit more information about what living aids you might offer?
We do grabbers, socks-ons, we do bathing equipment.
So kind of like daily life accessibility support.
Indeed.
Fantastic. And what's been your favourite part about being at Naidex today?
Showing people how to use the socks-ons.
Is it easy to use?
Very.
People have got the hang of it.
They have. They've bought a lot of them, yeah.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for coming and talking to us, and enjoy the rest of your time here.
Thank you very much.
So, we're here at Naidex, and we have another guest. Could you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, my name's Maddie, I'm 19 and I'm a wheelchair user. I'm also an adaptive weightlifter.
Fantastic. So, what are you doing today here at Naidex?
I'm just having a look around, looking at all the cool different gadgets and different things that will help people like myself with lots of different disabilities. I'm looking to see what I could do maybe as a future career or kind of the next developments in wheelchairs and exoskeletons. I'm also speaking here tomorrow. I'm doing a talk about From Pain to Power, that's what I've called it. So my condition is basically based around pain. It's Burning Nights, CRPS charity, that's the charity for it. So it's a rare condition called complex regional pain syndrome. So I volunteer with the charity as well, so I've come along to say hi and also see what's going on with their lives too.
Fantastic. And what's been your favourite part about being here at Naidex?
Just kind of meeting all the different people. Obviously, you'll never see as many disabled people in one room as you would here at Naidex. Yeah, it's been absolutely great.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for coming and talking to us.
No worries.
And we hope you enjoy the rest of your time here at Naidex.
Perfect, thank you so much.
So we are here at Naidex still, and we have another guest. Would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Hiya, I'm Oz Ali from Birmingham.
And what have you been doing at Naidex today?
So I've covered every inch of carpet today, sat and listened to some talks, and my main reason is to come out and find out more about disability issues. As a person with a disability of over 30 years, I spent the first maybe 15, 20 years not acknowledging I have an issue, pretending everything was fine, and the last 15 years I've had to kind of accept that my joints are getting worse. I have arthritis, osteo, psoriatic, sciatica, and something else down my left side, which we're still investigating and we'll find out soon what it is.
Yeah, and could you tell us a bit about your background then?
Yeah, I worked for many years at the NEC selling tickets for concerts, seeing bands. Then by accident I fell into radio. I spent a couple of years at BBC Birmingham for answering the phones for various presenters. And at the time Pebble Mill, which was the old Birmingham studios, had TV studios. So every so often I used to go and watch Teddy Addicks, Ready Steady Cook. And that got me interested in, I'd like to be behind the camera, that looks like fun. So I ended up back at university, and after uni became a cameraman for a local small independent TV company.
Fantastic. And what's been your favourite part about being at Naidex this year?
Talking to people, talking to like-minded people, the enthusiasm, the positivity. As someone who struggled to accept their condition, I spent a long time being quite negative, hiding my condition, sometimes even being embarrassed, I guess. And being around people who accept and still push forward with their careers, with their businesses, with their lives. Being around positive people, it rubs off on you, and I need a bit of that.
Well, we hope you enjoy the rest of your time at Naidex, getting a bit more positivity. And thank you very much for coming and talking to us.
Cheers, thanks very much.
Brilliant.
Remember to like, share and follow the show on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. You can find us by searching for the People First podcast. Thank you for listening.